all you channel surfers out there watching Channel 14. I'm Chef John Rifkin, the Senior Corporate Executive Chef with Morrison Management Specialist here at the wonderful kitchen at White Horse Village. Today we're going to talk about turkey. Holiday turkey, that is. We have the holidays right around the corner. And today I'm going to give you just a couple quick tips, some chef tips about how to cook your turkey and how to roast your turkey so it's perfect every single time. First I'm going to start off with the equipment, which is super important. We have here is our roasting pan with another very important piece of equipment is a cooling rack, and I'll talk about this in a little bit. We have some butcher twine, and we have our ingredients are, we have the star of the show here for the holidays, our turkey, a tom turkey. We have some butter, some fresh herbs from the garden, some rosemary, some thyme, and some chives. We have our mirepoix, our onions, carrots, and celery. I have a little bit of white wine. So now I'm going to get started. Trusting the turkey is really important because what that's going to happen is it's going to pull, and what you'll see is it's going to pull the turkey up. If you left the turkey laying out like this, the meats would cook all uneven and you would have more browning spots. So trusting the turkey is a classic way to pull the turkey up to make sure that everything cooks evenly so it's a nice bundle. The first thing you're going to do is because this turkey's getting ready to go into a nice hot oven, is we want to kind of have him kick back. We're going to turn his wings in, just the tips. We're going to turn them in so he's nice and tight. Then when you're trussing, you want to have the neck of the bird facing you, and then we're going to get some butcher twine here that I'd mentioned. And real simple truss is just twist a piece of the string around the one leg, twist around the other way, and then just kind of like tying your shoe, you're going to come across and down underneath the thigh and the legs, and you're going to actually pull it up. And then you're going to pull it down around to the neck, and with a little extra string in the back here, we're going to pull him up and tie him nice and tight. See how he comes up nice and tight? This will definitely ensure that your tom turkey is cooking nice and even. And then just give a good tie. It always helps, especially with the family around, to have somebody stick a finger on the tie here so you can get it tied. All right, so now the turkey's nice and trussed, and we're going to put him on this cooling rack. Okay, so now we have the turkey trussed, and it's nice and it's in a nice bundle, ready to go into the oven. Now we're going to turn our attention to the giblet. So we have the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, and then we have the neck, and we're going to save this for a little bit later here. So we have our turkey trussed, we have our giblets ready. I already showed the mirepoix. Now we're going to turn our attention to the butter. We're going to make an herb butter, again, like I said, the fresh herbs from the garden. And we're going to take our butter, which is softened. And some of our fresh herbs that I'm going to chop here. Our chives. Our rosemary. And some of our fresh thyme. And all this gets added into our butter mixture, and with your hand, it's a little bit easier. Just going to mash it up a little bit, just to mix all the ingredients together. All right, so now we have our herb butter made, and then we're gonna actually rub it on the inside underneath the skin. Some people like to rub herb butters or flavorings on the outside. I just really like to do a little salt and pepper on the outside of the turkey, but rub my herb butter on the inside underneath the skin so that when it bakes, it bakes and the butter and the herbs kind of get into the meats and everything. I already showed you one chef tip that I talked about, and that is putting your turkey on a cooling rack. The reason we do that is because when we cook it in a convection oven or even in a standard oven, we want to make sure that the heat goes all the way around this turkey, and it gets the heat is able to get underneath in the air, and the heat is able to get underneath the turkey and sear the entire turkey. When you sear the entire turkey, that keeps all the juices inside, and that's definitely the first chef tip. The second chef tip is, if we'll take our attention over to the oven, is when we turn our oven on, we're going to set it to 475 degrees. So you want to start off, when we put our turkey in the oven, we want a really hot oven. We want that oven real hot, like 475 degrees, so that it sears the outside completely. And then we're going to turn it down, and I'll show you that in a second. But first, we're going to put some of this herb butter inside the turkey. Again, you just want to kind of slide your hand, pull up the skin here, and you want to try to push this butter all the way, this herb butter all the way back up into towards the wings. You want to push it down around the thighs. So we have our herb butter inside underneath the skin, and we're just going to put some salt and pepper on the top. And some salt. I prefer kosher salt. Sea salt's good. So now our turkey's ready to go in the oven. We have our turkey on the cooling rack so the air circulation gets underneath. And we have our oven preheated to 475 degrees, so now it's time to put our turkey in the oven. So now our turkey's been in the oven for about 10 minutes now. The air's been circulating around because of that cooling rack. It's trussed, it's nice and golden brown. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the turkey out and we're going to add the rest of our ingredients for the rest of the cooking process. We're going to add our mirepoix and our gizzards. So our turkey may look done now, but it's really still very raw on the outside. We're going to add our mirepoix. And we're going to add our gizzards. I always like to keep my gizzards down at one side of the pan, just because when we continue the cooking process, if this starts to get too burnt or too brown, we can always pull them out and add them into the gravy. Okay, so now our turkey's been in there an additional 5 minutes. The gizzards are turning brown, the mirepoix is turning brown. Now we're going to add some wine to deglaze the pan a little bit. So our oven's still at 475, and now after we added the wine, deglaze the bottom of that pan there, the roasting pan, we're going to drop our oven temperature down to 300 degrees. Our turkey's been in the oven for about an hour and a half now. It's nice and brown. It's cooked all the way through. The biggest question that everybody always has is, when's my turkey done? And a lot of times you'll see a little plastic probe that sits up here in the breast, and when that pops, it's done. That's definitely a myth, because if you think about it, the turkey breast cooks a lot faster than the thigh does, for sure. So when that goes off, your thigh probably is not quite done yet, and that's a lot of times when you see the raw thigh meat and stuff like that. When you go to sit down and you start carving the turkey, the breast might be cooked, but the thigh's not. The surefire way to make sure your turkey is done is make sure you have a digital thermometer is best. You can use a probe thermometer, but what you want to do is you want to put the thermometer deep down in around the thigh, right around here, so that it gets to the furthest part of the turkey, and your turkey should read between 165 to 170 degrees. When it gets to that, that's when the turkey's done, and that's when you know that you're going to have a great roasted turkey. There you have it, Channel 14 viewers. Perfectly roasted turkey you could do for your family, for your friends. Nice and crispy on the outside, tender and moist on the inside. Here we have our plate with a few slices of the turkey, a little microgreens, and we're just going to top this off on the turkey with just a little that gravy. Again, I'm Chef John Rifkin, and have a great holiday, everybody.